Yeah. 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 Step into the bayou where the chatter gets wild. Truth served fresh with a wink and a smile. From gators to gumbo, it's a party. Let's sing. Welcome to the show. It's Bada Bing. We got flavors of the South with a 90s vibe. Stories roll deep and the beats arrive. Grab a seat, feel the heat, let the good times flow. It's the Bayou Jammin', ready, set, go. Bada Bing, Bayou. The stories unfold where the swamps alive and the truth is bold. Tune in, lean in, the vibe's so dope. Bayou beats in your ear, we the crew you'll quote.
Ciao a tutti.
Or as we say in Louisiana, hey y'all.
My name is Patrick Ross Campisi.
And I'm Lawrence Joseph Ingraffia.
And you're listening to
the Bada Bing Bayou podcast.
So Lawrence, we again are in another place with a very distinguished guest.
A very
very close friend of ours.
Very dear friend of ours.
Honestly, a hero of mine as a musician.
You know,
come on, stop it.
I would say she needs no introduction, but we're going to give you one anyway.
Yes, we will.
So, we are joined by the fabulous Lena Prima.
The legendary Lena.
Always full of so energy. Sweet.
No, we love coming to see you. I mean, we've talked about it in plenty of episodes. Like the highlight of our weekends, whenever we do anything Italian, we come to New Orleans. We finish the night off, come to the Monteleone to see you.
I appreciate that.
There's really
nothing else like it.
Yeah, not just in New Orleans, but like across the country.
No,
I've been to a lot of different like music joints. There's nothing. It's such a unique experience.
I mean, where else can you hear, her father's Italian American songbook followed up by Metallica and Dio? There's nowhere
with horns.
Yeah, exactly. Nowhere.
It's just a rare occasion, a rare experience to have. Not a rare occasion, but a rare experience to have. You have to come down.
You do,
and come see.
You absolutely do.
It's a fun place. I mean, I love it. I look forward to my job every night that I'm there.
That's a great thing.
There's all different people and everybody's celebrating something, and I just play the music I like. Any songs and stuff I grew up with or that I like besides my dad's stuff, which I love, never get tired of course. So it's really fun, and the band's amazing.
Oh gosh, yeah.
And then the audience is. I mean, you probably see some different things, different nights, but all in all, it's
really, really fun. You get all ages, all different types of people from all over the world, people celebrating weddings, bachelorette parties, bachelor parties, birthdays, anniversaries, just everybody's in a celebratory mood. So just the whole vibe in the room is fun. Let's have fun.
But your favorite night of the year is St. Joseph's.
Yes, it is.
We had quite the delegation.
And I see my bros.
Boy, did we.
Yeah.
Well, we had the new Rat Pack.
The new Rat Pack.
The new Rat Pack.
I'm the only girl.
The only one.
Brat Pack.
You can invite other
Ooh,
girls.
the Brat Pack.
Oh, no, we're not bratty, though.
Isn't that what we called it when we walked from the gala
We
that
did,
night?
but we tried to find the Sicilian word for
it was like
bratty.
20 words.
There's
a lot.
We're still working on that.
We'll get back to you with that.
Yeah.
But we're here in the Hotel Monteleone in
Yes.
the French Quarter. We want to talk a little bit about the history of that before we dive into the history.
Yes, it's very important to do that because, as Lena and I were talking about earlier, a lot of people think this is a French hotel.
Monteleone.
They say like Monteleone.
Monteleone. Yeah, it sounds
Monteleone.
Which we said Monteleone when I was a kid.
Yeah, we did, right.
Monteleone.
As most people do. But it actually has roots going all the way back to Sicily.
That's right. That's right. And my dad performed at this hotel in the early 70s. There was a sort of a lounge or club, whatever you want to call it, on the top floor called the Skylight Room. And so that's when I remember coming here and staying here. He was performing here.
Did they still have that room?
It's still there, but they use it for rental space, like for weddings, parties and things like that. But I did get to go up there and check it out.
Does it kind of look the same, or they've completely?
I don't know because I never saw it because kids weren't allowed, back then. So I never got to actually see the room. But I kind of pictured what it might have been like. It was very cool. Yeah.
But
that is cool.
Overlooks the river,
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a beautiful sight.
But what brought you here was the newest addition that they added to the hotel.
Well, I was coming here regardless.
Okay.
I actually didn't have a job. My husband and I had come here in 2010 for Jazz Fest. They honored my dad for his 100th birthday. And so I got to perform at the Jazz and Heritage Festival, but I also booked some other little shows while I was here. So we were here for like 2 weeks and then went back to Las Vegas, and I just didn't want to get out of bed because I'm like, I'm not in New Orleans. It's not the same. Where's the band on the corner? Where, where's all
like
the
we can probably hear right now.
Exactly.
Like, where's the kid, with like drumsticks beating on a Home Depot bucket, right? No one's doing that in Las Vegas.
No, I literally said that. And I did.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, where's the Walgreens on the corner with the band? So I just felt like I belonged here, and I grew up here too. We moved back and forth when I was a kid, and so I went to school here at different times. So it always felt like another home, a second home. So we sold everything. I just thought, we're going to get a job. I just know it. We'll make something happen. I felt it. I just felt it, So we're moving, and we haven't left yet, and we get a call. We had come here to look for an apartment, and we stayed at the Mont Leon, and there was a food festival going on right in front on Royal Street. So someone I knew from the Mont Leon said, hey, to a photographer, Lena Prima's moving back to New Orleans. And they took my picture and put it in the paper.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
So that was seen by the marketing department. They were opening this new lounge and asked if we would open the lounge.
Wow. So you opened the lounge opening night.
Yeah. So it actually opened New Year's Eve of 2011, 2012. And then we were the first weekend.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
so
fantastic.
it was 12th night was my first night.
Oh my gosh.
I know, isn't that magical?
That is
very special.
And you've been performing here ever since?
Ever since.
Wow.
This is my 14th year.
Oh my
14th
goodness.
year in residency.
Amazing, right?
Right.
It's a miracle.
I know.
So we had to put a band together in 2 weeks. We got here, put a band together, started playing.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
And
life comes at you fast, doesn't it?
Well, sometimes you believe in something, and then boom, it happens.
Amen.
I love that.
so your upbringing was more so in Vegas, or was it here in New Orleans?
It was, I would say, more in Vegas. Spent. I go by like what grade of school, like fifth, sixth. I went to Holy Rosary, and then we lived across the lake. My dad had a golf course on Highway 190 called Pretty Acres Country Club.
Okay.
So we lived in Covington at the house on the golf course. So I went to St. Peter's, and then I went to Covington High, but I finished high school in Vegas. So it was, back and forth. But I worked mostly in Vegas. I started out as a heavy metal singer and sang in rock clubs and had all original bands. And I did get to record with Jeff Workman, who's a very famous producer engineer. He produced The Cars, Foreigner, Journey, Motley Crue, Queen, even Tom Jones, because he was from Wales also.
Oh, that's
so that was
cool.
one of his earlier albums. But Doc and just a lot of bands that Sammy Hagar, I love Sammy Hagar.
Oh,
so a lot of bands that I really loved, and so I got to work with him. I learned a lot about producing and writing songs and stuff like that, but I really wanted to be a rock star. And that didn't happen, so I ended up working lounges, and that was great though, because I didn't have to work day jobs. Like I always worked 2 and 3 day jobs to support the singing at night in rock clubs. And when I went to the lounge circuit, I was just like a side singer, but I was able to work full time doing that. So it was real, and it's really what my dad did, honestly, was the 6 nights a week, midnight to 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning shows.
Unbelievable.
So, it was like 5 shows, 6 shows a night. So I got to experience what that was like.
So speaking of that kind of experience, Lena, what was it like, like memories of your father on stage versus memories of your father in the household?
Well, he was a similar guy, honestly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So like what you saw is what you got.
Yes, he was super fun and animated. He was a pretty laid back guy, honestly.
Yeah.
But he was really a positive attitude guy. And like a big cartoon character, always joking and funny and bigger than life. But he didn't like negativity. So if anything negative was occurring, he had this thing he would do. He would make us all go turn the page, and he would make a big motion of turning a big page to just bring everything back to positive.
I like that.
Yeah.
Do you still do that today?
Yeah. I remember that my whole life, turn the page.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So growing up, did you know you always wanted to be in music? Did you want to be a doctor? You're like, I want to be a singer.
No, I knew. Yeah, absolutely.
Did you sing with them at home? Like, how did that?
Like,
what was
on
your
stage,
first?
actually on stage, yeah.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
As a child, you were like on stage with your dad
Yeah.
singing.
That's amazing.
That is
I'll send
so
you that
cool.
photo because I have
Oh, really?
actually the photo which we all know Joe Maselli, Frank
Yes.
Maselli's dad. So Joe Maselli sent me the actual photos from my first time on stage, which was at the Sands in Las Vegas.
Oh my
I was
gosh.
like 5.
Old Vegas.
5.
And I had remembered what I was wearing because, girls, we always remember our fashions. And sure enough, when I saw the picture, I'm like, that's what I was wearing.
That is so cool.
Yeah,
Validated.
it was me. Yeah. Yeah, and I
Oh, my
sang Santa
goodness.
Claus is Coming to Town, and it wasn't Christmas, so I felt silly singing it, but I'll never forget that feeling of the lights and all the people smiling at me. And, it's just something that stayed with me my whole life.
So outside of your father, Lena, who were some of your biggest influences on your music? I know you said you wanted to be a rock star.
Oh, yeah, but first, besides my dad, was Tom Jones.
Tom Jones. Okay.
Absolutely. My mom was a Tom Jones fan, so she had his albums, and I just fell in love with his voice and his moves. And, he had a TV show, I think, at that time.
Did he really?
In the 70s, I think.
Back in the 70s,
Yeah, and then she took me to see him at Caesar's Palace.
Okay.
So
Oh,
I
wow.
have that memory of being little and going, Tom Jones!
Lena, did Caesar actually live there?
No, but everyone was dressed like that. The people that worked there. Yeah, cocktail waitresses and togas.
They
Yeah.
don't still do that.
Yeah, I think
They
so.
do?
They do?
I
Really?
haven't
I've-
been there
yeah, I've
in
been
a
to
long
Caesar's.
time,
Wow.
but it's
I haven't been
possible.
to Vegas, but yeah, that's interesting.
So how do you go from Tom Jones to Dio? That's quite the jump.
Well, when I was in high
genre.
school, I really got into
Okay.
rock. Yeah. Excuse me. So I liked AC/DC. I liked all kinds of music, though, but for singing, I was really into Heart and AC/DC and Ted Nugent and Rush and all kinds of
The
rock
greatest
bands.
three-man band ever.
Well, and also like with what happened this week with Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
Oh,
Was he an
yeah.
influence for you at all? Or you just like
I
his
wasn't
music?
I liked Ozzy's band members. I wasn't really an Ozzy fan.
Okay.
Like, he wasn't my favorite artist. Total respect to Ozzy, but not my favorite artist. I liked Dio more because he was, a singer. So like a Tom Jones, like a big voice. I like the big voices.
Yeah. Of
So
course.
I could try to emulate, and that's how we all. Anybody who's a
Become who
musician,
you
you
are.
copy who you feel like you can sound like, So I felt like I could copy Ann Wilson from Heart and Dio and other bands like that. So
With Dio, I mean, he obviously was an Italian American as well,
Yeah.
and he was proud of that. I mean, you're wearing it right now.
Yes.
The rock symbol we all know now
Yeah.
is for the evil eye, right? From
That's
the
right.
Italian roots.
absolutely, Malocchio.
Exactly,
Yeah.
Malocchio. Did that have any impact for you as like an Italian American musician? Was there any correlation and inspiration from him?
I didn't learn that's what that was till much later. But I did I went to a drum clinic. His drummer was Vinny Appice, also Italian American, and I chatted with him. I was in my early 20s, and he told me that Ronnie Dio was a fan of my dad's.
Oh.
So, and I never really delved into his story until much later in life, and learned that he was a trumpet player originally, and he had like
Oh, how cool.
doo-wop kind of in that kind of those kind of
Yeah,
bands before
right.
he went into rock. So he actually went into rock later in life. Yeah. So and then I learned all about that's where he got this, because I always saw us doing it, and I thought, well, how is that this for rock too, And then I found out the story that his grandmother, and he needed, after Ozzy had departed Black Sabbath, he felt like he needed something to make him stand out more. And so he started doing this right away, and then it caught on.
That's
so
amazing.
that was the reason he used it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there, so at what point did you really like fall into your Italian Americanness? Because now, like, you definitely, I think.
Okay,
exude
so yeah, I left. I put my own show together in 2000 and started doing a tribute to my dad.
Yeah.
Inspired by someone. I was with the Spiral Staircase at the time, who had that hit "I Love You More Today Than Yesterday." I was
Wonderful
kind of their
song.
backup singer and sang a few songs. And I was on a cruise ship, and another headliner, said, "Why don't you have your own show?" I was like, "I don't know," So he really talked me into doing it. I put it together, and that's really when I started to learn more about my Italian heritage and the traditions through the music and the stories of my dad's family, because I was telling those stories. And then I was meeting people and learning more and, becoming more knowledgeable about it, and then also playing Italian events and organizations, things like that. And I was like, wow, it felt like a community that I didn't realize I was a part of. You know what I'm saying? So in moving here really did it, because this is where I didn't know the big Sicilian immigration happened. I didn't know anything really about my dad's whole background. His parents had passed away long before I was born, so this is really where it all came to be mostly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can thank New Orleans. Little Palermo.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
So, Lena, you moved back to New Orleans.
Yeah.
You get back in touch with your roots
Yep.
through, playing at the Montleone and then the festivals and this and that, playing the, your dad's music and this and that. What values would you say, the role of the Italian values in your personal life? How would you describe that?
Well, that's big for me because that was something that was very important to my dad. And then putting it together once learning more about our heritage and seeing the pride, the integrity, character, keeping your word, being a good friend, loyalty, all those things are all, I feel, what being Italian is part of,
Yeah.
Dressing well. I mean, my dad was always dressed to the nines, and you see it, Italian fashion, that's the way it always kind of was,
Yeah.
caring about dressing well, holding yourself in a certain way of pride and integrity and that loyalty thing and
Oh, yeah,
I
absolutely.
see that, and it's carried on. So I feel like that's really the biggest lessons for me in being Italian, and what my dad tried to impart to me, tried to teach me as a kid. He would use stories, and to try to teach me you have to keep your word and be a good friend and be proud of your name and be proud of being Italian.
Oh, yeah.
Because there was, I when I went to elementary school in Vegas, I came home one time and I asked, I had been called names. Like I got called a Dago and a Guinea Wop. And I didn't know what they were. So when I came home and asked my dad, what is that? And he was horrified that I was called this in school. And he said, those are very, very bad names, and those are bad things that those children said to you. And don't ever repeat those words. Wow. But I didn't understand it. But, and then of course learning about the discrimination we face, which now we're talking about it.
Yes.
And we never did. And I think that is still another part of the pride of being Italian, is you don't talk about those things. You move forward.
That's right. You put your head down, you go to work, and you just make the best out of a bad situation.
Exactly. So it's kind of good that we get to talk about that stuff now. And
and there's finally getting recognition for it. I mean, on a national scale.
Exactly. It's amazing. Yeah.
And kind of to the point of like being Italian.
Yeah.
Like Tony Orlando said earlier this year.
Right.
It was basically, I can't exactly quote it.
I remember what he said.
You got it.
He said, if you can be anything, anywhere in the world, be an Italian. Because as he I guess, honestly shared with us, everybody thought Tony Orlando was Italian. That's the first I learned that he wasn't. He's like, yeah, I'm Greek and Spanish. But then he starts talking about how he's going to Las Vegas. He's hanging out with Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin,
And Louis.
Well,
sure.
Well, yeah. Well, so he's hanging out with Frank and Dean originally, and they're doing a show or whatever, and they're like, all right, now we've got to go see the professor. And they're like, who is the professor? And they're like, oh, Tony. You don't know the professor? They're like, he's like, well, no, I don't. And they're like, well, it's Louis Prima. And sure enough, he, and then you presented him with the award that night.
What a great guy.
Oh, yeah.
What a wonderful person. I enjoyed meeting him and talking with him, and he told me that story too. Yeah, everybody went to see my dad because he was the master of entertaining the audience, and the band never stopped, and everybody wanted to see how he did it, And Dr. John told me that too when I first met
Dr.
here.
John.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I had a great conversation with him.
Wow.
He knew my dad very well. So he said back in those days when my dad was playing on Bourbon Street in the early days, everyone would run on their 10-minute break or 15-minute break, run down the street to go watch him.
That is so cool.
And then go back to their gig. He said he was just so amazing, Yeah.
Oh, man. Speaking of your father, Lena, I know you and I talked about this ad nauseum. And so today, I finally brought it so you can examine it.
I'm excited.
So what are we looking at here?
We're looking at the Angelina LP.
Yeah, that's his signature.
That was my study break during the bar exams. Like I would go hit up record shops and just go look through old records. And I can't remember where exactly I got that one because that summer was a blur.
Yeah,
but
that's great.
I was like, oh my gosh! I was like, what is this? I was like, this is the Louis Prima, like Angelina LP. I know.
Awesome. So there's some out there with my signature on them when I was a kid.
What?
Yeah.
Oh man.
After the show, you have
That
a
is
sign
so
up.
cool. Have to do some research.
I've never seen any of those, but that would be cool to see.
That would be cool.
That'd
to
be
see.
very cool to see.
If you know where it is, please let us know.
Yeah, let us
we need
know.
to find these.
So I wanted to go back real quick,
Yes.
just to this what we were talking about before. I just learned that, my dad had 2 golf courses, one in Las Vegas and one in Covington, and the one in Covington was first, and long before I was around. But I just heard a story that I thought my dad's so cool, he loved to play golf, so he built his own golf course, right? I just thought that was something cool about my dad.
Yeah.
But really, he built it because he wasn't allowed to play golf at New Orleans Country Club.
Oh, it's funny you
He
say
was
that.
discriminated against, so he built the course so all his Italian
Italians
friends they could
Could
all
go play
golf.
golf.
Yes,
That's there's actually a similar story about
Really?
that in the country club that's in Hammond. I'm not going to name its name because I'm a Hammond native.
I know
but,
I just named the name. I'm sorry. But
well, who's going to tell you anything?
I don't care.
That's what I'm saying.
Only good vibes.
But yeah,
I think it's a very great story.
It is, but
How
they're-
inspiring.
Yeah, but the same thing. I mean, the Italians in Tangiero Parish and in Hammond couldn't go play at this country club.
Yeah.
That was in Hammond.
So they probably went to my dad's course.
They either went there or they went somewhere in like Amite. It's like the only place they could go play golf. Yeah. Couldn't play in Hammond.
I think that's so cool. It made me
That's a
even
unique
just,
story.
it was inspiring to me. It made me even think about how amazing my dad was that he just went, okay, here's what I'm going to do then. I'll just build my own golf course.
But I feel like in a way that's the same mentality that you have as well.
Yeah.
You're doing your thing.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
No, I mean, for me as a musician, it's very inspiring to see
Thank you.
all the stuff that you've created, especially here at the Monteleone. And I mean, we were talking a little bit earlier about me being not a professional musician to the degree that you had, the capacity you've been. Seeing somebody up on stage, you always think like they can't be nervous. They're above everybody else, not in the sense that they feel entitled, but they're just so much professional. They have so much experience. It's just natural. Like I bet your dad probably still got a little nervous going up on stage.
I don't know. No? He just always appeared to be. I mean, for me, I don't want to say, oh, I'm like my dad, but for me, it's fun and exciting, and I'm not really in my own head, honestly. When I'm up there, I'm thinking about the people and how can I help everybody have the best time tonight. And I feel like maybe he was that same person because that was a secret of, I think, his success is he knew what everybody wanted to make them happy. That music, and his music, you can really, that's why we love it so much. It's got something in there that makes you feel good.
Yeah, it does.
So I think that's just, he was authentically that guy, So I don't know. I mean, that for me, that's what it feels like up there. Is like I'm not even thinking about myself.
Yeah, I feel like if you do that, like whenever I would play, if I thought too much, that's when stuff would start going wrong. And I start messing up.
Yeah.
But if you just go with it,
Yeah.
just kind of lean into it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I want to do a good job. I want my music to sound great. I want to have the best people around me, and we rehearse and we make sure we have amazing arrangements. All that. Not that I don't care about that.
Yeah.
And really, but when I'm up there, something else happens where it's like, okay, I'm gonna call this and that, and just trying to make the room feel good.
And it all comes together.
Yeah.
Oh, every night.
I hope so every night.
I mean, I think it
At
does.
the end, if I get that good feedback, I go home happy.
Oh, yeah.
No, I've never seen a bad show.
I mean,
you.
me either.
Thank you.
Everybody, I mean, you look around the room at the Carousel Bar downstairs, and everybody is there. They're having a good time. People are dancing up at the front. I mean, you're bringing joy to people's life, Lena.
Thank you. I'm glad.
And it's a wonderful thing because I have so much fun when you're up there on stage.
I'm glad.
And Chayla Luna, you start playing Chayla Luna, Bonus Sarah, Angelina. I mean, and then you start doing some of the more modern stuff.
Yeah.
Right? It's just the energy in the room that you bring is contagious.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad.
Oh yeah.
So
Yay!
I know one thing that we've talked about before, and you've been for the first year this year, I believe it was, IFL, Italian American Future Leaders.
Yeah.
How was that, just briefly, how was that experience for you? Because
It was amazing. I really felt really drawn to it. I had been watching, Instagram reels and posts about it, and I really wanted to go because I just felt like I wanted to feel what that energy would feel like. And it was like, honestly, it's like we all knew each other. Like we're all in the same family.
Yeah.
It felt like we were all in the same family. I felt like I was talking to people, meeting people. I felt like we could just talk forever. Like we all already knew each other. So I got a lot out of it. I can't wait to go again, honestly.
Yeah.
The amazing people I met.
That's right.
Here's one.
You flatter me.
And many more. But gosh, it felt like you were making friends for life. That kind of feeling.
Yeah.
So even if it was just that, and that's big.
Yeah.
So this podcast came about from that.
Yeah.
Lawrence and I were talking about it at
We were.
IFL. And
Oh,
we're
cool.
Yeah, we were.
They've got Growing Up Italian. You got the Italian American podcast, but there's really nothing on the South that
Sure.
represents us
Right.
down here.
Right.
And Lawrence and I were like, we've got a
And
good
there's a
vibe.
lot of
There's
us.
So many of us.
There
There's
are.
400,000 just in Louisiana
Yes.
alone.
Because
Yep.
when people typically think Italian America, they think about the major, metropolitan cities in the Northeast, and they think about Chicago,
Sure.
and they think about California, but they forget. They think about the West Coast, the East Coast. They forget about the Gulf Coast.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what we say.
And so Patrick and I, and you here now too, we're filling that void.
Sure. Yeah.
So with that, from the people from IFL and just other younger Italian Americans, what would be something that that you saw from IFL that with your experience in life and just like kind of your outlook, what are things that they can do, or maybe it's a mentality or actual things they can do to like get involved with the heritage, or just to find out really who they are as being an Italian American?
Well, I think gatherings like that are major, because then you're getting together and it's all relationships with each other, because that's what makes it is getting together and having the meeting each other and continuing friendships.
Yeah.
Really is what it's about, because that brings people together throughout life, through your businesses, everything you do, families, everything. So just having events like that, scheduling things and getting together and doing it, is it to me.
And I guess having an open mind in doing that as well.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. Which I feel like we kind of have that. It seemed
I think we
like,
do.
It seemed like, to me, everybody was already like that.
Because I know
Absolutely.
Lawrence and I have talked about this. It feels like there's a resurgence and people
Definitely.
looking for their identity and being Italian and being
Definitely.
proud of that heritage.
Definitely.
And I think IFL is a part of that breeding ground that created that, but it's piggybacking on just this national train that we're on, basically.
Absolutely. I've seen it happen and grow. Yeah. In paying attention to our heritage and events and things and people. And that's why I wanted to go too. I wanted to see where everybody was at. Like, what's everybody doing? How's everybody thinking? And it seems like it's just, we're Italian American. We've got this kind of vibe that we all have it. And so if you go to that thing, I think you're already open-minded and want to be there and experience this thing,
I think that's a very fair statement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just want to dive in a little bit. Family traditions, that's a huge thing in the Italian American culture.
Yeah.
What were some of the Prima traditions? The Prima family.
Well, my dad's traditions, food, of course. And so that was kind of mixed with New Orleans food traditions because he grew up here. So it was red beans and rice on Mondays.
Oh, really?
Oh,
in Vegas?
I love
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Okay.
He wanted his red beans and rice.
God
With
bless
cornbread?
him. With cornbread?
No.
Okay.
No
No, there
cornbread.
wasn't cornbread.
Okay, just red beans and rice.
I think probably because my mom was from New Jersey, so
Okay,
she didn't know how to do but my dad still liked it. She was a good cook, so it was a different version of it than we have here, which I went, oh, that's not the same,
Yeah.
it's okay. He still liked it because he loved food, but we had, the food stuff. He ate fennel, I called it fenurkia, and he dipped it in olive oil and vinegar and little Italian seasonings. He ate that before dinner, like every night. Like that was his favorite thing.
With bread?
Just swirled it around in a bowl of vinegar and oil and
That is
seasonings and just
old
ate-
school.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you've heard of it. Okay.
Yeah, I've heard of
Because
that.
I've never seen anybody do that except my dad. Yeah. And I like the flavor of it too. We used to eat it
Oh, yeah,
too.
I love fennel in my
So
family.
that was
Oh, I
kind
do
of
too.
different kind of thing. And he loved mostaccioli was his favorite, and meatballs. That was his favorite
Okay.
thing. Yeah. And so we would do big, Christmas, Thanksgiving celebrations. It was all Italian food. There was never turkey. I don't remember.
Who wants to eat turkey?
Maybe
when
there
you can
was
have
a
red
turkey,
gravy?
but we always had all the other stuff, brajol and all the
yeah.
other stuff. So, oh my God, yeah,
Making you hungry now.
yeah.
I know,
And then
really.
my dad was a big go to church, every Sunday. So when he was in town and not on the road, definitely we were going to church on Sundays. He was that guy too. So yeah, he tried to teach me to speak Italian.
Oh, really?
And I was little and I just thought the word sounded so funny. I just didn't, I would just giggle and laugh. And he was funny anyway. So I just thought
Was
he
he
was
funny?
making up, and he made up his own language, very similar to Dr. John with all the words he had. So I don't know. To me, it was
Oopa,
like he
eeba,
was
oba.
making up words.
Yeah.
Wouldn't do it? I was like, I wouldn't do it.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
Lena, you're an entertainer, you're a musician. What advice would you give to other young performers, kind of people, I don't want to say in a similar situation as you, because you have a very unique situation,
sure.
right? But what advice would you give to performers that have a cultural identity and they want to express that through their music? Because you do it so well.
Thank you. Thank you. I feel like I'm blessed in that way that it already is my background and legacy, and it's easy for me to continue that because I have that legacy.
Right.
It's easy for me. But also, just being in this business, you have to have the passion for it, and don't give up. So if that is what you're passionate about, you have to just do it and do whatever it takes to do it. I didn't really have the support of my mother, unfortunately, so I really had to work hard for everything on my own. And that meant, 3 day jobs so I can, go play at these venues. Okay, that's what I got to do.
Yeah.
If you don't have the passion for it, you're not going to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's
you
fair.
got to know that's what you want to do, and then whatever it takes.
Now, would you say that would be the same advice that you would give to your younger self?
I would have told my younger self to believe in myself more, because I really had trouble believing in myself because my mom didn't want me to be a singer, so I thought I was doing something I wasn't supposed to be doing. So if I could, I would kind of try to get that belief in yourself and confidence in me back then, because maybe I could have, who knows, maybe what I could have done if I had that.
Yeah.
Because I was kind of just sort of in the background all the time, So that's what I would tell my younger self. Believe in yourself.
All right.
Have some confidence.
Amen. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, I got a two-parter for you.
Okay.
What was the coolest show you've ever played?
Oh my God.
I think I know what answer Patrick wants to receive.
Oh, St. Joseph's when we were there?
I would think Patrick would say
Yeah, there's
no,
so
no,
many.
no.
Oh my God, there's so many good ones. But if I go back to my rock days,
Ooh.
I played a show in Denver. I was living in Denver, and I played at a club called Bangles, and I was on stage we were doing our all original show, and looked up, and there's Metallica and Queensryche in the light where the light guys were
Wow.
watching our show. And then after, they closed down the clubs at 1 a.m. back then, and Queensryche left before we got out there, but the guys from Metallica stayed, and we all hung out,
man.
and that was just an amazing moment for me as a rocker.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, absolutely.
To be just chatting with those guys and hanging
Is this
out.
early
after the-
stage Metallica or like?
Yeah, it was 89.
Okay.
Yeah, 89.
still. Wow. All
That
right.
is so cool.
Yeah, they were playing at, they were getting ready to play at Mile High Stadium
Wow.
or McNichols Arena. I can't remember.
I feel like they'd be nice guys.
They were great guys.
Yeah.
Seriously. Yeah. So that was a big moment for me.
No, of course. That's a
Oh
huge
my
moment
God,
for anybody.
in the middle of
yeah.
the show, my band
Right?
members were freaking out. We're freaking out,
So, second part, what is the hardest show you've ever played? Or the scariest, in that same kind of realm?
Ooh, scariest. Oh, God. Okay, I know.
Okay.
Doing a Christmas show at the St. Louis Cathedral.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they do, different people every year. They have the Christmas concerts there. And I have this memory of being a kid and living here, and them having the midnight mass.
Yeah.
And that my mom sang "Oh Holy Night," and the place was packed, and it was all candles, and it was just a serious event, And I was super little, so memory's foggy. But when I got picked to play that year, I was just beside myself because I thought how incredibly important this moment was, that I was be standing there and my family background. I don't know. I just felt like they would be so proud.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I have to do a really good job,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I sang "Oh Holy Night," and so I don't know. That was a big scare. And I remember saying on the first thing I said is, "I'm really scared."
Oh,
So please forgive me for being nervous, because I was
Yeah.
beside myself with
That's a
nervousness.
big show.
It was
Famous show.
it was an
Yeah.
amazing experience to sing in there and hear what it sounded like, your
acoustics of
voice,
it, yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was my scariest. That's the scariest one.
That's wonderful.
that is. I would have loved to have seen that. Are they going to have you
Yeah.
back? When are they having you back?
I don't know.
We'll
I
work
don't-
on it.
I
I'll
don't
go to
know.
midnight mass.
Okay.
Someone call the
It
bishop.
wasn't midnight, but no, it wasn't midnight. But yeah, that was a big one. Yeah,
Well, everybody, Lena has a show to get to.
I do.
Yes.
She has a show to get to.
And we have a carousel bar to get
and
to.
we have a carousel bar to get to. Only one Negroni, right?
Only one Negroni.
Only one
it only
and
starts with one.
It only starts with one.
At least one. I can't say anything beyond that.
That's all we can say.
Whoops.
Well, everybody, this has been the Bada Bing Bayou podcast. My name is Patrick Campisi.
And I'm Lawrence Josephine Graffia.
Ciao, y'all.
Y'all come back now.
Thank you. Thank you.